yo, yo, welcome to the show.
Yo YouTube, what is good? Welcome to another video, Zero to Hero Investing. This one's gonna be a portfolio update on my taxable Robinhood account. If you're new here, we track two portfolios on this YouTube channel. One's my taxable Robinhood, and one's my Roth IRA, which is also inside Robinhood. They're very different accounts, similar because they're both in Robinhood, but different. I invest differently in both of them. This is going to be an update on my taxable. We're going to talk about the amount I have, the buying power, the stocks I have in detail for some of them. Not a whole lot. I'm trying to make this video quick, but yeah, that's it. So, $40,428.80 is where we're sitting right now. On the day, we were up. Actually, I should preface this by saying that it's June 29th, it's 7:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and this that you're seeing, this chart, is representative of Friday, the last trading day, which would have been the 27th. We're down after hours, but in the day we're up 0.29%, down 0.07 after hours. On the week, we're up. We should be up. It's been a really good week, up 3.31%, and the SPY should be up as well. On the month, we're up 4.51%. On the 3 month chart, we should be up 9.66%. Year to date, we should also be up for that, 6.35%. And finally, on the 1 year chart, we're up almost 10% for that. Buying power, we have a lot in buying power. Usually it's probably like $30, $40, something like that. We have a couple $100 here because I did sell out of one position, or two positions actually. So if you want to know what those are, I'll talk about them as we go through the list over here. Um, yeah. Going through the stocks, the first stock is not even a stock, it's an ETF. It's SPY. It's the largest holding in my portfolio. Kind of cooled with this one because let me sort this or show the equity here. We finally crossed the 7K mark with SPY. 7.24 thousand K invested in SPY. Really nice. The others are way behind, at least 2 point something, 2 point something high K. Which it's just amazing. I do have SPY on like a relay on the highest daily recurring buy, so it makes sense that it will continue like surpassing everything else. To me, it makes sense. We have 11.81 shares of SPY, and so far, I guess what's the best thing to do here? Total return? Sure, let's do that. We're up 4.12% in SPY. SCHD 166.46 shares down overall in SCHD, so I guess I probably should buy it a little bit more. These top four are on a recurring buy. Overall, though, we're down on SCHD. QQQ, we're up 10.61% on that one with 8.19 shares. SpyG, cool to see we've crossed the 30 share mark on that. Obviously, um, well, to me, I think this one's a forever hold. Sometimes I do scratch my head, like, should I just consolidate and go into QQQ? But I like SpyG. I'll continue getting it. 30.02 shares of that, up 16.35% at the moment. Rocket Lab RKLB 68.44 shares. I should level this off. But we are up 64%, let's say, in Rocket Lab. It had a down day on Friday, but it had a ridiculously crazy week. So I can't even like fault it. I'm not sure what it was up, but at least 1% Rocket Lab was up this past week in trading. Next, we have Microsoft on the list. 3.75 shares of that, up 29%, 0.4%, 29.4% in Microsoft. Almost at that 4 share mark. I'll get there when I get there. Ford, 147 shares of that. Slightly on in the right in that. Ford was way down. It's coming back slowly, surely. Eventually, obviously, it would. But seeing we're around break even, kind of probably want to get up to 150 shares, just round that off. 36, what's that, like $30? I don't know. Next, we have Realty Income, 23.75 shares down on this one as well. Similar to Ford, it's been down. Seems like it's coming back some, but great opportunity to buy in either case. Costco, 1.26 shares of that, up 16.7%. Costco, it looks like it's one of those you're gonna have to buy at a premium because Costco is never, I feel like it's never cheap enough for me to buy it. I just have to buy it because I'm gonna miss out. So, started at one share, now I'm at 1.26 shares. Slowly, surely, we're getting there. McDonald's 4.6 shares, and this is one I've been buying heavily because it's been like every day has been a red day for McDonald's. It feels in the last week or two. So I guess Friday wasn't, but we definitely dipped below my average price, my average cost for McDonald's. So I've been buying as it fell, and now it seems like we're back in the green, just a hair by a hair, 1.38%. Target is a crazy one. It keeps falling, but seems like it's bottomed out some. I'm sure all the political drama behind it has cooled off. For sure, a lot of the backlash with Target was somewhat political with the DEI initiatives, and I mean, somewhat I'm just taking advantage of it. Let me just say it as clear as it is, or as it can be said. I think there's still way more potential in Target. I don't go there too much, but like it's gonna come back. 11.28 shares we buy when we can, as we can. Yes. AbbVie is next. 5.7 shares. Up, not a whole lot in this. This one seems to fluctuate quite a bit. And while I'm at AbbVie, I'll talk about one thing that I sold out of, and it's J&J. If you go through my port, I guess it's not sorted alphabetically, but there's no longer Johnson and Johnson in my portfolio. I sold out just above my break, my average cost, so didn't sell at a loss. For sure, collected the dividends along the way. I just thought that J&J wasn't really too much my vibe. I felt like AbbVie offered something similar, which is my vibe. I think it's a fresher company. Was it a stupid move? I'll find out in 10 years, let's say. Ask me in 10 years. I'll tell you. 5.7 shares, up 3.46 shares. This one could easily be read by the end, like, it could be in the red by the end of the week. It's very volatile, but it pays a nice dividend, and I think it's one of the healthcare companies or stocks, let's say, that's gonna be here for a while, in my opinion. Amazon is next. 4.35 shares of that. 23.5% return so far. SMH, Vanek Semiconductor ETF. I'm really happy when I pulled the trigger and bought this one. Up 16, let's just say 17% in this. Home Depot, 3 shares. Down a little bit in this one, but I'm always DCAing into Home Depot. Viso, 2.45 shares. Gosh, I wish I had more of that. Up about 24%. General Mills. Wish this wasn't so red, man. But down 18% in General Mills. I am trying to average down. I'm pretty sure I bought at least 2 whole shares in the last 2 weeks. I'm not super keen on it, to be honest. I'm not sure if I just feel like that because it's so red, but it's like I feel the same way about this like I do with J&J. Like it's a great stock. It's historically sure, blue chip sure, but like it's not really the vibe at the moment. You know what I mean? Like but we're down 17, 18%. I'm trying to dollar cost average, bring that number closer to zero, and hopefully get rid of it. That's Verizon is next, 16.5 shares, 4.4.5 in the green. American Electric Power, 6.25 shares, around 10%, and then the third percent, JP Morgan Chase, that's my bank. And while I'm here, I'll talk about the other thing I sold, and that's IAT. If you have seen my dividend video, which should be either before or after this video for June, I recently received like $13, I want to say, in dividends from IAT. Now I'm hearing that it sounds like a lot, but we got some money from dividends in IAT. I was like, yeah, we don't own this anymore. And that's just because I just felt like it's a nice ETF, great, or index fund. Sorry, excuse me, index fund. But it's just I'm like, I'll just buy SPY and I'll just buy SCHD. I don't need like another ETF or index fund. I'll just consolidate them for the lack of a better term. And so I sold it, and I'm like, I already have JPM, which is very, very, very financial based. I'll put some of it into that. I know it's already like way expensive, but this kind of like Costco. I think you just buy this at a premium. I think I got some into Visa too. I want to say, just stuff that, just stuff to me that kind of scream finance. Like I just shifted the money into that. Next we have JEPQ, and JEPQ is really just there for the dividends. Let's be honest. Decent price, like share price movement too. We were in the red a bit when the whole market like downturned. Uh, we used the opportunity, bought some more. Now we're really right around break even, down on only 0.4%. So that's just $2. We've been receiving monthly dividends from this. Really great yield on this one, and that's the point. Like I said, yeah, let's just hope for the best with it though. Maine, 11 shares of Maine, 17%, almost in the green, and O'Reilly's next. Strictly recurring buys on this one. It recently had a stock split. We have 6.76 shares. Previously, it was like we had zero point 0.4 shares or something. 11%, $60. And then finally, we have Tesla, which let me see my equity in Tesla now. Just curious. 387. Wow. Crazy to see that I have that little in Tesla, but hey, it is what it is. Over to this view here, we can see the pie chart and kind of just like a tabular view of everything. The pie chart 40,000, 428.80. Uh, a decent chunk right here, not invested, over 1.3%. You can see how the top four is SPY, SCHD, or QQQ, sorry, SCHD, and then SPY G. You can see how those are almost 50% of the portfolio, which is my ultimate aim. Have those four ETFs be half of my portfolio, and then the other half kind of like definitely not play money, but just like more fun investments, let's say. Uh, Love to see that. I feel like every time I look at this, it's closer to that goal, and it makes sense since I do have what, $250 around that going into these each week, just recurring investments. Really nice. Rocket Lab is a really fast grower. It should be number five. Sorting this thing by total return, you can see it's the largest returner by far, by at least, you know, twofolds. Great return. Really happy I started a position in this. Equity, sort that from the bottom. Tesla, like we saw, 387. O'Reilly, 602. So we've crossed the 600 level, let's say, which is a nice milestone. So I guess next we're tackling 700, which means that we have to get about what, 7, 8 stocks across that line. Tesla is going the other way, obviously. Look how small it is. And everything else we take. O'Reilly probably shouldn't count since that's only a recurring investment. I think I also raised the recurring investment on that too, so that's cool. I added it by like 50 cents. Anywho, feel like I'm rambling a bit. That's the portfolio. Sold two positions. One's IAT, one's J&J, and it's nice to see the list slowly getting shorter. I'm sure there's more opportunities to chop a tree down. So I might do that and just buy SPY and SCHD and QQQ and SPY G or something similar. That's the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.